Okay, welcome to my gameplay video. I'm choosing to do Battlefield 1. This is my second time through. I tried to add the audio while playing it, and it didn't pick up on the PlayStation, so here's take number 2. I wanted to do Battlefield 1 because I remember when I played it for the first time, I was really emotionally vested in the first part. I thought it was really amazing with the storytelling they did. So I decided to play it again. I haven't played it in a long time, but I wanted you guys to experience what I did, especially if you haven't played it before. So you can really see the violence and the horror that would be the First World War. Everything is muddy and destroyed. And one of the biggest things for here is that no matter how good of a soldier you were, how good a shot you had to be lucky to survive. So many people died and had no choice in the matter. That really comes through in this. So I think this is great for like history and geography, social studies courses. It's a bit mature for like younger grades in high school. But I think war is supposed to look horrific. It's supposed to shock you. It's supposed to be unnerving. It's supposed to be something that you don't enjoy looking at, the sense of despair. So the big thing here was you're not expected to survive. So no matter how good of a gamer you are, your character's going to die, which happened in real life, happened in First World War. Again, no matter how good of a soldier you are, you still might not survive. So you can see here the graphics. I think I pan around a bit to give you a look. Everything is really destroyed. They've been fighting in this area for a long period of time. So it also gives you, this is the tutorial, the very first mission. So it's a way like most games do, trying to get you used to the controls, right? They're games as instruction. If they're instructing you how to play the game, you need to know what the buttons do and add features one at a time usually until you get used to using them. So they progressively build you up to the full feature set of the game. So you can see the horrific nature and the mechanics there. When you're injured, the screen is darker, you move slower. I mean, it is a game, so you get your life back. But you know, like adapting a good book to the movie, you can't do everything exactly the same. The game wouldn't be as entertaining because this is, a serious game. It wouldn't be as entertaining if you took a couple hits and you died and you had to start all over again. So you had to make a balance there of making you feel like what it was like, but also being a game that's primary goal is entertainment and to keep you playing. So you notice there blue dots on top of allies, which of course wouldn't happen in real life, and you notice that I'm running out of ammo. So what they must have felt like, I remember thinking about this the first time I played it, like, the despair that you would feel knowing that there's no way you're coming out of this, but fighting to your last anyway. So the red markers tell you what direction you're getting hit from, which again you wouldn't have gotten in real life, but it's a game. If you can crouch. And again, time kind of slows a little bit while you're injured. Give you that sense of the power fantasy to like be almost dead and to come out of it. So again, now I'm at 10 health. I'm getting a little bit back. But I only have my revolver left, my sidearm. Watch it for that grenade. You can't see much. So it gives you a name of a possible soldier. I assume it might be the name of someone that actually died. But even if you think that, it's just as impactful. So now you're in another scenario. But again, the desolation of the battlefield is incredible. And while some would say you're sort of sensationalizing war and everything, I think if you look at it from another point of view, it kind of, if you stop and think, it shows you what it would have been like, something about what it would have been like, and I don't think anybody would like this to happen again. Whereas if now with Remembrance Day assemblies and whatnot, most survivors of the Great Wars are no longer with us, it's hard to give you that connection so that you hopefully wouldn't have anything like this happen again. So I think experiences like this are some of the best things we can do to honor sort of what happened and to make sure that it doesn't happen again. So again, the game is teaching you, different weapons have different ranges and different play styles. Trying to get you used to using the different weapons in the game. But still, fire everywhere, darkness, being shot from multiple directions, the sense of fighting for your life, I think, is kind of captured here. And of course, you wouldn't be able to shoot someone 4 or 5 times with a shotgun, but it is a game, right? So what could I have done better there? Nothing.
Like the tank, changed the shape of the war overnight. Luckily, they were mostly on our side. Mostly.
So the Zeppelins too, in the air. And you look at the technology of the time.
We need to push through. PBI are counting on us.
So here we're in those early tanks. I keep thinking of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. That old tank, right? The first tanks. Because most younger people don't think about tanks that ever look like this. They're more familiar with the current designs. But again, like, how would you know, really, if this was real life? How would you know if they're German soldiers or if they're Allied soldiers?
We've got them on the run. Push on. Forward.
And of course, you wouldn't have infinite ammo in real life, but it is a game.
We'll chase Fritz all the way back to Berlin. Incoming! Welcome to the report! We're just a big fat target for that thing! Move, driver! Go around! If you get a clear shot on that blasted field gun, you take it! Hold on! We're pushing through!
So some of the terrain is also destructible. If you were playing not just this mission, but if you're in a tank, you could blast through some buildings in the real game, which adds a lot of realism.
For our lads! Move up with the rest of the armor!
So just the desolation is something that really comes through. I keep coming back to it, but like,
Push
I just remember thinking when I played it the first time, like, this is probably what it was like
anything that moves!
back then, which is horrible.
We're gonna make it! Incoming!
So again, what could they have done any differently, you know?
We found fear. And in war, the only true equalizer is death.
So here we got use of mustard gas. And then you'd need your gas mask on, so if you didn't have it on, you would be taking damage right now. But with the gas mask, the mechanic is that you can't look down sights, so you've got to aim from the hip, which is not quite as accurate. So sort of a trade-off for not taking damage from the mustard gas. And here you really get the sense of despair, like they could be coming from any direction, everything is open, there's no cover. But even being able to think tactically in games like this, like where to find cover and flanking and stuff, is a bit of strategy and critical thinking there if we're gonna kind of stretch things a little bit. So here you can use a tree or something for cover, try to protect you from one side at least. And again, with the mustard gas mask on, you can't really shoot very well. And you can see the black silhouettes around it. And here we go. So on here, old style lock and load type weapon. Bolt action, that's what it's called, yeah. So here, like, how would you have known someone was coming up from your side? Just the horror of it all, right? How would you sleep at night after the things that you saw?
They push, we push. Every once in a while, we push hard enough that the light breaks through the clouds, and a world beyond the war glimmers, just out of reach. The war is the war.
So here we see a montage of the different parts of the game.
Behind every gun sight is a human being. We are those people.
Right? Humanizing the war, wasn't, I don't think this game really romanticizes it so much as shows you the horror of it and how it should really never happen again.
We are the knights of the sky, the ghosts in the desert, and the rats in the mud. These are our stories.
So the game breaks up the campaign into a series of missions based around a certain character. So you get a really good narrative and get to follow the progress of certain individuals, which may or may not be actual events, and really nice, sensitive story and narrative.
As the old empires struggled to assert themselves, the entire world was caught in an inevitable cataclysm. The war covered the globe. Old empires and new worlds. Old ways and new ideas. All of mankind fought. 100 big ideas marched off into the war to end all wars.
Alright, thanks for watching, guys.
Consuming us all, and there was no end in sight.